You really thought I'd stay home? My mother-in-law chirped, stepping into our honeymoon suite. I froze. What happened next made me place my wedding ring in my husband's hand and whisper 6 words that changed everything. Let me back up. I met Kenji 4 years ago. Charming, sweet, funny, the kind of guy who made you feel safe. What I didn't know, he already had a wife. Not another woman. His mother, Aika. Kenji wasn't just a mama's boy. He was her entire universe. At first, small things. She called every single night before bed, had a key to his apartment, showing up unannounced to tidy up, paid his bills despite his full-time job, called me Kenji's little friend. We dated a year before I met her. I thought maybe she was overprotective, single mom and all. Not a red flag, just a quirk. First mistake. The second Kenji proposed, Ayaka activated demon mode. She took over wedding planning completely. I wanted something. She wanted something else. I picked a date. She suddenly had emotional connections to different ones. I chose venues. She hated locations. And Kenji sat there smiling like an idiot. Mom just wants to help. Help. She picked my wedding dress. I didn't see it until wedding morning. Called the caterer behind my back, changed the menu, rearranged seating so she could sit next to Kenji at the altar. She actually said, "This wedding isn't just about you two, it's about our family." I should have run. Should have taken the hint. But like an idiot, I told myself she'd back off after the wedding. Wrong. It wasn't a wedding. It was Ayaka's personal Broadway show. She wore white, a full-blown lace wedding dress. Gave a speech before my father, crying about how Kenji was the greatest love of her life. Danced with him during our first dance. I was the outsider at my own wedding. Worst part, Kenji let it happen. I told myself, this is the last time. After today, it's just us. Second mistake. Kenji and I went to Maui for our honeymoon. Finally, alone time. No interruptions, no chaos. Just us. Less than 3 hours in our hotel room, his first text arrived. Guess who? Did you land safely? What's your room number? I gave him a look. He laughed. She just worries. That night, we ordered room service, just settled in when someone knocked. I thought housekeeping. Kenji opened without checking. There she was, Aika, standing outside our honeymoon suite with her suitcase. Surprise, she sang, stepping inside like she owned the place. I was frozen, couldn't form sentences. But Kenji, he grinned. Mom, you actually came. Came. He knew. He damn well knew. Of course, sweetheart. Couldn't let you two be here all alone. What if you need me? She kissed his cheek, then barely acknowledged me. Be a dear, call the front desk. I need fresh towels. Like I was a maid. I turned to Kenji, waiting for him to say something. He didn't. Already grabbing her suitcase. That's when I realized I was the third wheel in my own marriage. Never coming first. Never matching the way she did. Aika didn't steal my husband. She had him all along. He was never going to choose me. I took a deep breath, slid off my wedding ring, pressed it into his palm. Then marry her instead. I whispered and walked out. I expected him to chase me. Expected yelling, arguing something. Nothing. Made it to the elevator before hearing his voice. Babe, wait. He jogged into the hallway, face a mess of confusion, panic, and somehow still amusement. Like this was just a misunderstanding. Why are you acting like this? He asked. Actually asked. Like I was throwing a tantrum over nothing. I wanted to scream. Your mother just crashed our honeymoon, Kenji. Do you not see how insane that is? He sighed, rubbing his neck like I was exhausting him. She's just looking out for us. Spent so much money on the wedding, didn't want to miss seeing us happy. She's just. I held up my hand. If you say she just wants to help. I swear to God. His jaw clenched. What was I supposed to do? She already booked the flight, hotel room. She didn't ask, just did it. It's not like I invited her. That did it. But you didn't tell her no either. His face twisted like that never occurred to him. You don't say no to my mom, babe. You just work with her. There it was. The thing I'd been too blind to see. Kenji wasn't married to me. He was raised to be his mother's husband. I was nothing but an extra piece in their lives. I turned, pressed the elevator button. Babe, seriously? He laughed. Sharp edge now. You're really leaving over this? I didn't answer. Elevator doors opened. Come on, he said, lowering his voice like I was embarrassing him. Don't be like this. Don't make a scene. That stopped me cold. A scene. My voice shaking. Kenji, your mother booked a flight, packed a bag, and is currently unpacking in our honeymoon suite, and I'm making a scene? His mouth opened. Shut! I stepped into the elevator. Where are you going? Softer this time. Somewhere your mother isn't. Doors closed before he could say another word. No plan. Wasn't thinking straight. Just knew I had to escape. Hotel lobby. Pulled out my phone. First thing, blocked Kenji's number. Blocked Ayaka. Marched to the front desk. I need a new room. Away from the honeymoon suite. The concierge raised an eyebrow. Miss, your husband already. He's not my husband anymore. That got his attention. Right. Let me see what we have. He clicked through his screen while I stood there, heart pounding. That's when I heard it. Her voice. Sweetheart. I turned. Ayaka striding toward me, silk dress swishing. I wanted to run, but stood my ground. Are you lost? She asked, tilting her head like I was a confused child. My hands curled into fists. No. She sighed like I was an inconvenience. Listen, honey, I know this is overwhelming. Marriage is a big step. But running away like this? It's not mature. Not how a wife behaves. My jaw clenched so hard my teeth ached. A wife to who, Ayaka? You. Because it sure as hell isn't to Kenji. Her lips pursed. You're being dramatic. I almost laughed. Ayaka, you flew across the country and crashed your son's honeymoon. What do you even want? She blinked like the thought never crossed her mind. I want to make sure he's okay. There it was. Not us. Him. He's a grown man, not a toddler. Doesn't need mommy holding his hand on his honeymoon. She stiffened. I raised him alone. Made him who he is. I won't be tossed aside because some girl decided to play house with him. Play house. My voice shaking. You think I married Kenji to play house? Do you even know what marriage is? Because it sure isn't the weird, clingy relationship you have with your son. Her face went cold. Watch yourself, dear. You don't want to turn Kenji against you. I almost choked. You think Kenji will pick you over me? You really think that's a threat? Let me tell you something, Ayaka. Kenji has never been mine. He's always been yours. Her eyes narrowed. You're acting like a child. Go upstairs, apologize to my son, and act like a proper wife. Or don't bother coming back at all. I felt lightheaded because I finally understood. Ayaka didn't just want involvement. She wanted control. And Kenji let her. I inhaled deeply, steadying my voice. You're right. She smiled, thinking she'd won. I'm not coming back at all. I turned my back on her. Walked away, pulse pounding. I wasn't scared. I was done. I'd made my choice. But reaching the front desk, the concierge looked up, hesitating. Miss, there's a problem. I exhaled sharply. What now? He glanced at his screen. Your room reservation's been canceled. My stomach dropped. What do you mean canceled? He cleared his throat. Your husband called ahead. Said you wouldn't need it. I gripped the counter, seeing red. Kenji was trying to trap me. Fine. I'll book another one. The concierge winced. I'm sorry, but we're completely booked. Peak season. I felt sick. Ayaka's smug voice echoed. Go upstairs, apologize to my son, and act like a proper wife. Or don't bother coming back. This wasn't just Kenji being stupid. This was Ayaka's plan. She was cutting off my exits. I needed a plan. Grabbed my phone, fingers shaking as I typed. Then realized Kenji had control over our accounts. Credit card, his name first. Flight home booked through his account. My entire honeymoon was tied to him. I checked my bank account. Personal card had just enough for a last-minute flight, but not a decent hotel. Two choices. Go back upstairs, let Ayaka win, let this marriage destroy me, or find another way out. I wasn't going back. Turned on my heel, walked out. Ordered an Uber straight to the airport. Didn't have a ticket yet, didn't care. Just needed out. In the car, my phone vibrated. Kenji. 23 missed calls. I ignored them. Message popped up from unknown number. Ayaka, don't make this worse for yourself. You're embarrassing us. I laughed. Actually laughed. She thought I cared. But reaching the airport, something caught my eye. Familiar figure standing outside. Kenji. And he wasn't alone. Ayaka right beside him. They were waiting for me. My stomach turned. What the hell was happening? I told the driver to drop me at a different entrance, hoping to avoid them. But stepping out, I heard Kenji's voice. Babe. I turned, heart hammering. Kenji looked stressed, like he hadn't slept in days. Ayaka looked calm. Too calm. Like she knew something I didn't. Why are you doing this? Kenji asked, voice desperate. Why are you running? Because this isn't a marriage, Kenji. This is you and your mother playing house while I sit in the corner. That's not fair. Fair. I scoffed. Kenji, do you even love me or just love that I didn't leave sooner? He opened his mouth, closed it. That's when Ayaka stepped forward. Sweetheart, we can fix this. But running away isn't the answer. Running away. You trapped me in that hotel, canceled my reservation, and now you're stalking me at the airport. She didn't even blink. You'll regret this. Something in her tone made my skin crawl. Then Kenji pulled out a folder. Handed it to me. Just read it. I hesitated, opened it. Everything stopped. Inside was a contract. A prenuptial agreement. One I'd never signed. One that said in fine print, if the marriage ends in less than a year, the wife receives nothing. No settlement. No assets. Nothing. I looked up at Kenji, horrified. You tricked me. He shook his head fast. No, it's just, Mom said it was for protection. She didn't want you to leave so soon. She thought. So you knew. His face went pale. You knew about this the whole time. I looked back down, vision blurring. I'd married a man who'd been planning my escape before I walked down the aisle. Ayaka smirked. Now, sweetheart, why don't we all go back to the hotel and talk this over like adults? I looked her dead in the eyes. I'd rather jump in the ocean. Before they could grab me, I turned and ran. I ran. Didn't care where. Just knew I had to escape. Sandals slapped pavement as I sprinted through the airport, dodging travelers, heart hammering like a war drum. Behind me, Kenji shouting my name. But I didn't stop. I had one chance. If they caught me, Ayaka would trap me. Use every manipulative trick to guilt me into staying. And Kenji would just let her. I had to get out. Made it to the airline counter, panting. Next flight to Los Angeles. I gasped, shoving my ID at the agent. She tapped her keyboard, glancing at me. Ma'am, are you okay? No, but I nodded. Earliest one leaves in 2 hours. One seat left. I'll take it. Swipe my card. It went through. A second later, I had my boarding pass. That's when I heard the voice I dreaded most. What do you think you're doing? I turned. Ayaka. Kenji stood beside her, breathing hard, eyes wild. I curled my fingers around my ticket like a lifeline. I'm leaving. Kenji stepped forward, voice raw. We can fix this. No, Kenji, we can't. His face broke. I love you. I stared at him, chest aching. No, Kenji, you love her. I nodded at Ayaka, who stood there smirking like she'd already won. That's not fair. She's my mom. I can't just. Yes, you can. You just don't want to. Ayaka sighed dramatically. This is pathetic. You're going to ruin a perfectly good marriage over your pride. I laughed. Actually laughed. My pride. I turned to Kenji. Tell me something. If I hadn't found that prenup, would you have ever told me? He hesitated. That was my answer. That wasn't my idea. It was Mom's. She didn't want you to leave too soon. So you let her plan your entire marriage like a business deal. How long was I supposed to stay, Kenji? 6 months? A year? Would I get a gold star if I made it to our anniversary? He flinched. Ayaka rolled her eyes. You're being dramatic. I snapped. You crashed our honeymoon, Ayaka. My voice rang through the airport. People turned to watch. You inserted yourself into every moment of our relationship. You chose my wedding dress, changed my venue, sat next to Kenji at the altar like I didn't even exist. Ayaka's face darkened. You don't understand. No, I do. I cut her off. You don't want Kenji to be married because you need him to yourself. You need him to be yours because if he has a wife, you lose control. Ayaka's jaw tightened. Kenji swallowed hard, looking between us. I turned to him one last time. You had a choice, Kenji, and you made it. I just finally noticed. His eyes watered. Please don't do this. I can change. My heart twisted because the worst part, I believed him. For 1 second, I actually believed he wanted to. But then I saw Aika. Saw the way she stared at me, waiting for him to choose. And I knew he never would. I stepped back. Goodbye, Kenji. His face collapsed. Aika exhaled sharply, annoyed. Well, this was a waste of time. Kenji turned to her, expression breaking apart. For the first time, I saw it. Hurt. Betrayal. Because he finally realized it too. This whole time, Aika hadn't been fighting for his happiness. She'd been fighting for control. Mom, he said, voice barely above a whisper. Aika stiffened. What? He stared at her. Why did you do all this? She scoffed. Are you really that blind? I did it for you. Kenji swallowed, shaking his head. No, you did it for you. Aika's face went pale. For 1 second, she lost her composure. But then she hardened. You're just upset. You'll see things my way soon enough. And then she walked away. Just like that. Like we'd never mattered at all. Kenji stood there stunned, watching her disappear into the crowd. That's when I realized, for the first time in his life, he was alone. I turned and walked toward my gate, chest aching, hands trembling. I'd lost my husband, but I'd saved myself. And for the first time since the wedding, I felt free.